You guys, I have noticed that I have the funniest faces when I start doing Facebook Lives. Like, I scroll through, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm making all these weird faces. So, not that it matters, it's kind of funny, but I'm trying to be very intentional about whenever I hit the go live button, I'm just like this the whole time. I hope you guys are doing great. I just want to remind you of something. You know, did you know the universe doesn't know the difference between your thoughts and what's actually going on? Did you know that we think like 90% of the same thoughts over and over and over again, like repeatedly? We think about the same shit all day long, unless it's not shit, right? So what if you were really intentional one day and you like focused on only positive things? Like, we have a really bad habit of thinking about the shit we don't want, right? Because this is our monkey mind. This is our like logical mind that's trying to keep us safe, because we're always preparing for the worst, because we used to be hunter-gatherers, right? So like animals would be chasing us. So we had to always be planning. We had to always be in like this sympathetic nervous response where we are acting out of instinct, out of emotion, because we're trying to keep safe. And like, we've carried that. It's like a maladaptive thing that we've carried forward with us in life. We're always preparing for the worst case scenario. But you can change that. And you know what happens when you stop preparing for the worst case scenario and start expecting the best things in and out of life? It's the law of attraction. It never fails. If you expect the best to occur, the best is more likely to occur. And so, you know, what if something bad does happen? Or what if, okay, let's talk about COVID, for instance. Like, what if, you know, maybe you're scared of getting COVID. Do you think that your thinking about getting COVID is going to draw that experience to you or repel it from you? Well, I can tell you the answer, because it's the law of the universe. It's going to draw it to you. So there is no point in you stressing over those types of things, because you are literally drawing them into your existence because you're focusing on them. So I want to challenge you to be very intentional about your thoughts the rest of the evening or the rest of the day. This is a global audience, which is so freaking cool. So wherever you are in your day, beginning of the day, end of the day, I want you to be very intentional about focusing on positive things. And as you do this, it will become easier and easier and easier. You know why? Because you are rewiring your brain. You are literally creating new neuronal pathways in your brain when you start focusing on the positive instead of the negative. And observe your thoughts, seriously. Like, when you start thinking that thought about, I don't know, the bill that's due, your car payment or whatever, like, how many times throughout the day do you recycle that thought over and over and over again? It's not necessary. And so something that I would suggest to you, which is very helpful to me, write that shit down. Write it down. If it's bothering you, if it's a limiting belief, you know, if you're thinking about your lack in some area, if you're thinking about what you don't have, whether it's a personality trait, whether it's something that you don't believe in yourself, whether it's something physical, write it down. If you write things down, like we think about the same things over and over because we need to get them out. Write it down. If it's a limiting belief, burn it. And I don't care how many times you have to write it down and burn it. Write it down and burn it, and write it down and burn it over and over and over again until it is out of your life. I'm telling you, it will change your freaking life. 90% of the same thoughts are recycled over and over all day long. Dude, that's a crazy statistic. That is crazy. But if you can shift it, and if it can be positive thoughts, affirmative thoughts, thoughts that make you feel good, you're going to raise your vibration. You can only receive that which is in the same vibrational frequency that you are in. So we raise up, we draw in the good stuff, we lower down, we draw in the bad stuff. Okay, well, That's my hodgepodge of thoughts for the evening. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Who's on? Desiree, Zed, Tracy, woo woo, Cecilia, Gara. Hey, Gara, I miss you. I hope you guys are doing great. Think freaking positive thoughts. Observe your thoughts. I used to have a lot of negative thoughts. I really did. But I was very intentional and I stopped. Come up with a mantra. Whenever I would start thinking negative thoughts, I would stop and I would say, I am healthy, wealthy, and beautiful. I am healthy, wealthy, and beautiful. I am healthy, wealthy, and beautiful. Every time. I still do it. I have other mantras, but that was my mantra for like 2 years. You know what happened? I got healthier, wealthier, and more beautiful. This stuff works, guys. I'm telling you, it works. All right, I love you. Have an amazing night. Bye, guys.